What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. My name is Jose.
And I'm Darian.
And today we have a very, very special guest. Please introduce her, Darian.
This is my friend Candice. I met her through her sister at school. We were on the same grade level team, and she substitutes for me sometimes. So here she is. Welcome, Candice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me up on Coast to Coast. Yeah, I love it.
So how you doing today?
I'm good. As good as you can be in a pandemic.
Yeah. So Candice, we're just going to ask you some stuff about your photography because we know that you do that, but we also know that you have many other passions. So my first question is, what got you into photography?
Do you want the real story or you want?
I want whatever story you want to give me.
Well, okay. First of all, my father was a photographer when he came to this country. My father's like me. He was a customs officer in Jamaica. And then my mom came to this country and brought him over from Jamaica. Both of them were from Jamaica. And my dad started a photography studio in Brooklyn, New York. And when I say, do you want the real story? A lot of people are like, oh, well, your father was a wedding photographer, right? So you became one. And I'm like, yeah. I actually was inspired to do photography after I got married the first time. I loved my wedding photography for my first wedding. And that's what really pushed me into becoming a photographer full time.
Nice.
But, it depends, I'll say, hey, my father, sure. I mean, yeah, I look up to him, but I really had the fire under me after I loved my first, pictures from my wedding, my first wedding. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you specialize, what do you specialize in exactly? Just everything?
Oh, no. In photography?
Uh-huh.
Weddings.
Weddings especially?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I do portraits, if someone needs a maternity portrait done, because in wedding photography, you do a lot of portraits. Portraits of the bride, portraits of the groom, the family. Yeah. So you're kind of a portrait photographer rolled into a wedding photographer. But I mean, I will do, if someone needs a headshot or even boudoir, I can do it. But would I say I specialize? No. I more stick to weddings, elopements, micro weddings now, since, with COVID, certain places can't have a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
Attendance. So now I do micro weddings.
So how is COVID affecting your business with photography now?
I had a couple of weddings in New York coming up in fall, and one in Orlando. And because Nevada doesn't want to behave, when we travel, we have to quarantine for 14 days, I think it is now. Wow. So if I go for a wedding, I have to stay there for 14 days and then be able to, I had to not postpone it, but say, hey, I can't do your wedding anymore.
Yeah.
Some people have postponed and they're pushing it until 2021, 2022. I have one person that wants me to do their wedding in Puerto Rico. I've never been to Puerto Rico.
Oh my gosh, Puerto Rico. That's where Jose got married.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you got me the shot glass?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So tell that story. Tell that story.
You want me to tell my story?
Well, I wanted Darian to tell the story how she brought me the shot glass from your wedding in Puerto Rico that I begged her to bring me one because I'd never been.
Oh my gosh. So we got, we stayed at this beautiful, beautiful resort, and across the street was a bunch of little gift shops. So I went to one and I was like, wow, which shot glass would Candice like? Because they had so many, and I was like, but I like them all, but I know I can't get them all because I can't afford that.
I know.
But that's how I went, and I just went to one of the little gift shops across the street, and yeah. But Puerto Rico is beautiful.
What was it? Was it special?
The
Was it
shot
just a
glass,
regular shot
it's
glass?
Puerto Rico on it. I used it like 2 days ago. In these days,
Yeah.
I used it. I made like a little shot of Bloody Mary.
Nice.
Oh, you and your Bloody Marys.
Oh, I love my Bloody Marys. Oh, did I make one for you?
Did you? Oh, at Karen's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
dope. And it was dope.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you'll enjoy it because it's just beyond beautiful.
Yeah, I'd love to go. Absolutely. You know,
Um,
I love my Puerto Ricans. You know, I'm from New York, so you know.
are you
I'm a
from New York?
Rican. Yes, I'm from New York.
What part?
Long Island.
Oh yeah, what part?
Oh.
Elmont.
Oh, okay. So I'm from the Five Towns. I'm actually in Woodmere right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so you're my homeboy. All right. Okay.
So this is why the podcast is called Coast to Coast, is because I'm representing one coast and Darian's representing the other, and we want to interview each and every person from every single part of the country and the world even. That's the next move.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, represent New York.
That's right. That's okay.
That's awesome that you travel. Because I was gonna ask you, how do you get paid to do what you want to do with photography? So that's one question, and then the next question is, among all your works, which one is your favorite? Because seems like you've traveled everywhere.
Well, whenever I do a package with a bride or groom, if they want me to travel has to be separate, so it's my package and on top of that travel. My favorite, I've shot weddings in Mexico twice, Jamaica twice. Where's my favorite though? Say Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica. Where else have I shot weddings? I'm like blanking. Bahamas. Oh my goodness. I shoot in Bahamas a lot because I also work with another photographer who's my photographer bestie. Her name is Linda Wells. She's actually the person that shot my elopement. I just got married in October 2019, and we had a wedding in not Ocho Rios. Oh my goodness, I am tired. No, where did I get married? The grill, Jamaica. And I usually go to Bahamas like 5 times a year to shoot with her. So she has her clientele would have weddings of like 800 people. Wow. So she usually hires me to come and shoot with her. So I shoot. That
sounds like a dream job.
It is. I'm a homebody though. Can I be real?
Yeah,
like I'm a homebody. Like this pandemic doesn't even bother me. I'm like, this is great. But at the same time, I travel. So like I think it translates in my regular life because I hate driving short distances, like to the store or to like, like downtown, but I will drive all the way to LA. Like I will, just get on and go.
Yeah.
Like short distances bother me. But long distance, I love it. I love just traveling and going, but usually I'm at home. I love my house.
I love being at home too.
But I do like to travel abroad. So I got a little envy when Darian went to your wedding. That made her bring me back that. So
that's so funny. I wish we could have hired you.
Oh yeah. Well, there's always anniversaries. I do anniversaries as well.
Maybe my second wedding. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Oh. Robin is not gonna like that. Ooh,
I know she's gonna hear that. Listen, Robin, I have no part of that.
It's just a joke. I love my wife.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, your photography is so interesting. So can you tell me what your career path was, and how did you get from being an aspiring photographer to actually doing it full time?
I became part of a community that was online, but they had conventions that I would go to, and I just threw myself into it. It's weird because you have some photographers, they went to school, but most photographers now, they're self-taught, just like I am. Yeah. I learned my camera, learned how to shoot off-camera flash, composition, and just stayed hungry and went to different conferences. There's a big convention here every year called WPPI, and it stands for, I think, Wedding Photography and Portrait International. I don't know. WPPI. It's like the biggest conference.
I'll look it up.
Yes. And I go. I try to go every year. I participate in shootouts, and that sounds so bad.
Yeah, not like 187.
Drive-by shootings.
Yeah.
I'm half gangster. No, but yeah, I just participate with shootouts with other, photographers, and I'm very close. Every day I talk to my photographer friends. We talk about industry trends and little funny stuff going on in the industry, because it could be a little catty and dramatic, like any place,
Yeah, school.
So yeah, that's how I jumped into it. I just dove straight in, didn't go to school, learned my camera, self-taught.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But you're also in school now, aren't you? But for something else.
Yes. So I moved back to when I was living in Florida, and I got divorced. Right when I got divorced, my father got sick, and I moved back to Elmont to take care of him until he passed. He actually, thank you so much. Yeah. So, but before I was gonna, like, right at my divorce, in that middle spot, I was gonna go to school and get my graduate degree, because I always wanted a graduate degree. Like, that's my thing. I always wanted to either do law or business, marketing. And right when I was about to go enroll into American University in Washington, D.C., my dad got sick. So, and I'm the youngest. I don't have any biological children. So the logical choice was go take care of dad, which it was my honor, So after I took care of him, I moved out to the West Coast, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to school. So I decided to go back to school for my MBA, and I have one more class yet, and I will have my MBA, and I'm so happy.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I know. Now I'm not the answer to anybody. I'm just like, you have to say MBA. What? I don't hear you. MBA.
Dang, just one more class. That's good.
One more. And that I was up last night taking a test.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a little tired, but I'm happy to be here with both of you.
I'm happy that you're here.
Yeah, me too. I know exactly how you feel, because I'm getting my master's degree too.
Yes.
And it's hard trying to balance, school life and hobbies, and family, and work life, and I can't wait for it to be. I'm nowhere near done, but I know it's gonna all be worth it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and it's like I can't wait till my mental bandwidth is freed up, because when you're in school, that's all your mind is about. And that's why I was subbing as well, because I needed to stay flexible so I could finish school.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why I met Darian.
Yeah.
Being a sub, and being a long-term sub as well. So yeah.
So let's talk about that now. Subbing. What was your favorite, what was one of your favorite moments subbing?
Oh, always when I subbed for my sister.
We had an interesting class, always.
Because number one, it's we don't look alike, me and my sister. I mean, I don't think we look alike. We don't think we look alike. Do you think we look alike?
No.
Not at all.
No.
So the kids kind of, whenever I come in and they don't know we're sisters, they get like, you have the same last name as, our teacher. And I'm like, yeah. And I play mind games with them. They're like, we think you're sisters. And I'm like, I don't know. A lot of people have this last name as common. So I like subbing for her because I get to know her students. So when she's telling me stories, I could put a face to the name.
Yeah.
Or name to the face or whatever, and say, okay, you're talking about that student. All right, yeah, that student, yeah, whatever. So that's my favorite moment, subbing for her. Yeah. And it coming over talking to you, Darian.
Of course, yes, that's the best.
Shooting the breeze,
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Candice is subbing. She'll be here soon.
I will. Either lunch or break. I'll be there. You know that. So.
Are you the type of teacher, the substitute teacher that just plays the movies all day and just relaxes?
I will not confirm or deny those We gonna put out Disney Plus. Moana. Sometimes, yeah. Especially if it's like I'm subbing as an emergency.
Yeah.
Or it's a Friday and they're checked out mentally, or a holiday that falls on a Friday, you know? Yeah, we're gonna watch Moana. So, and I teach lessons because also we have a Mr. Turner who's an IA, right? And he'll come in and teach my math lessons for me. You know,
that's always nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Turner.
Love Mr. Turner. He's like the best, you know.
And he's not going to work with 4th grade anymore, so I'm super sad. Yeah.
Yes.
But I know if I ask him.
With my sister, with Marsha. So,
Yep.
And we miss him. But you know, he'll help you if anything. You know that.
Yeah.
He's such just a helpful person. Period.
That's for sure.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah. So are you still going to sub even though everything's virtual now, or like? Yeah.
Because I can't shoot as much anymore, so that's affected my income.
Yeah.
So I'm actually subbing for what's her name? Hayer Hall.
Oh yeah, because she's gonna be on. Oh, so you're gonna do the long term?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
While she's on maternity leave. Yeah.
Cool.
She should have her baby by, I think, tomorrow.
She had her baby, I think, either last night or this morning.
Oh
They just sent an email, actually. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'll send her a text whenever she's recovered from all that.
Yeah.
All that going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We won't even go there.
I'm subbing. You know, one thing I'm multi-passionate. My personality I could fit in anywhere. Mm-hmm. You know. Like, I'm not like trying to toot my own horn. That sounded like, oh, like, pat him back. No, like, I'm just saying that, like, I enjoy subbing. I enjoy being around children. Also, I also believe in having different streams of income because you never know what can happen.
Exactly.
You know? So whether it is, you know, teaching, having a podcast, writing a book, you know, whatever. Because now photography is great for me, but now I have people pushing dates back and, you know, I understand that, you know, makes sense, but I have to make my money, you know, I got to keep going. So it's good that I can spread my wings or just be like an octopus and have my hand in different things as well.
That was a good.
Keep the money flowing, money.
Do you, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, so you talked about writing.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes. Writing, you're not on my Facebook, Jose, but I've been speaking out a lot lately about what's going on in this country, what's been going on. And writing is very painful for me. But when I do write, I notice that it resonates with people. Mm-hmm. I'm writing stuff like that I haven't released yet, but I'm starting my blog. It's called Cultured Candice, and I if you go right now, please, because I've been in school, I haven't had time to focus on it. Do not judge me, okay? It has like 2-3 entries up, okay? Do not judge. But when I'm done in the next 2 weeks of school, I will be like rolling out all my blog entries, and I'm starting to write. And I actually do write for other photographers for their social media. I ghostwrite for them. So so I do a lot of ghostwriting, and I get paid, you know, for that as well. But I'm starting to put my own work out there and my thoughts on being Jamaican American, you know. Mm-hmm. Growing up with 2 cultures, growing up with immigrant parents, which, you know, it's different. Yeah. Wait, I'm not the only person with immigrant parents here, right?
No, my mom is from Mexico, so yeah. From
El Salvador.
What'd you say?
My parents are from El Salvador.
Oh, awesome, yeah. So, I like El Salvadorian food. I ate the soup. Oh my gosh. It was the soup. It was it was like a seafood soup, but it was very dark. Do you know the name of it?
Yeah, no, I don't, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my friend is half El Salvadorian, half, I want to say, Colombian. So she took me to a restaurant when we were in Queens. Yeah, I think it was like
Queens is the mecca for Colombian food.
It was like Washington Heights. I think the restaurant was in Washington Heights, and I enjoyed it. It was El Salvadorian food though.
Nice.
I tore it up. I love my food.
If it's all right with you, Darian, I want to ask you a few questions about photography because I've always been interested in photography.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that you wish you knew when you started taking photos?
Ooh, that is such a good question. To focus on the art and your skills more than branding, or because well, it depends. Now we're talking about photography as a business or as a hobby.
I guess both.
Okay, good. Yeah, focus on your art. Focus on training your eye. To see things. Like I said before, composition, lighting. Become a master of light. And I'm failing right now because I don't know.
It's all good.
This is a whack light setup. I should have got like my ring light or something. But anyways, become a master of light, natural light, off-camera flash. I have brides that say, my wedding is gonna be at night. Can you handle that? Yeah. Because I know how to use it.
Of course, Candice can.
Yes, I can. I can handle it, but that took. It takes, and I still am learning. It takes a lot of training, or watching videos. When I shoot my friend, who's a beast. Oh my goodness, Linda is amazing. When I shoot with her, she teaches me little things. Always learning. You're always learning. Always being mentored. But the first thing I wish is don't get stuck on branding and have to write logo and write. If your work is bomb, you're good. People are going to look out for you. They're going to come and seek you out.
So, you just said something key right now. How do you continue to educate yourself about pictures?
There's a lot of resources online. Creativelive.com is a great resource. I'm giving the plug right there.
Shout them out.
Shout out Creative Live. Shout out to Maya Colvin Education .com, and that's actually led by a woman of color, Black woman, where she has a lot of speakers come and teach about lighting and impressing our clients and retaining clients and how to continue running business, doing the cost of doing business, all that stuff. Just constantly, and also remember I told you earlier, I talk to my photography friends every day. We're texting pictures and how did they do that? The lighting, or I like the way, the composition, the posing of that client. I always, no matter what, I want people to be comfortable in front of my camera. I get people that say, oh, well, I'm plus size. Do you know how to photograph plus size people? My last 3 brides were plus size that I can, whatever. You're beautiful. I'm going to make you look how you look. You're beautiful. And I got you, I like to, photograph married to people. Okay, my Alexa just came on. That was weird. I didn't even call her name and she just came on. No, Alexa. Yeah, so, I want to be able to photograph everyone, even different skin tones. A lot of people don't talk about this, people that don't know how to photograph Black people or people of color. Like they make us look ashy or too light, or it's just not a true skin tone. Even that, you have to stay on top of trends or what looks good,
Wow.
I've had people hire me just because of that. Like, I trust that you can photograph my skin tone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And do it justice.
I never even thought about that. Wow.
Yeah.
And not whitewash me or make me look, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I look, or Photoshop me to death.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly, what is it that you want to say with your photographs? And how do you actually get your photographs to do that?
Well, you got some good questions.
He does.
I'm just trying to be prepared, I just come prepared. I want to get to it,
So what do you want my photographs to say? or more how I want people to feel when they look at it. Like, wow, that's me, but a little bit of an enhanced version of me. Like, I see, I don't want to put down anybody else, but I sometimes see photographers, I'm like, that doesn't even look like the person,
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't, wow, you just really went to town on that Photoshop. And I mean, of course, some clients are like, yay, but I don't want people to see themselves like, wow, that's me, but wow, this is amazing,
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to see. I want something that's classic, that when they look back on it on 5-10 years and their children look at it, they're like, wow, that's how mommy looks or daddy looks. Or,
What a good
I
answer.
like that a lot. Yeah. Dang, you're good.
Thank you. Y'all do too.
Yeah. How long does it take you to edit photos?
That's a bane of my existence. Why did you have to ask that? It depends. It depends. Another thing too, some people are not that great at editing. Like, I'm good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I outsource my editing, if I like have to remove something in the background, or, something that's just very tricky. I mean, a lot of it's not a secret. A lot of photographers send their work out to, for time as well. Because if I want to get my, let's say I shoot a wedding in May 1st, right? I want to get that wedding back to that bride with at least 6 to 8 weeks. So sometimes if I have a lot of clients, I outsource it so I meet my deadline.
Wow.
So it sometimes could take 6 to 8 weeks to edit a whole wedding. That's about 1,000 images,
Whew.
a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm just trying to, you try to be efficient.
Yeah.
And I know, I know people are like, I take my time. I'm an artist, and that's great. When you're gonna get a finished product, you're gonna love it. So I make sure especially when I do my sneak peeks, I'll edit that myself. So I can do that. But a whole wedding, I outsource that, because to edit that is tedious. It's a lot.
I'm sure. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot. A lot of people blinking, and especially when people say, "Oh, can I have all the images for my wedding?" I'm like, "No, you don't. You don't want that.
You don't
want it.
You don't want those.
Like, did you ever see that picture of Beyonce when she did Super Bowl and she looks like really scary?
Oh yeah.
Yes. And it's like, I saw a meme that says, it's like a picture of that scary looking picture where she looks like the Hulk. And then like a really nice one of her during the Super Bowl. And it says, this is the reason why photographers don't want to give you all your pictures. Sometimes you look crazy, I mean, it is what it is. So we give you the best of the best. We don't ever hold back something that's awesome from you.
Nice.
Yeah. We won't give you the blinking ones or the ones, that's out the window. But yeah, and all that takes time. So it's about 6 to 8 weeks for a wedding. And for portraits, about 2 to 3 weeks, Yeah.
What motivates you to continue shooting? Is it economically, politically, intellectually? What keeps Candice going?
Golly. Where'd you get these questions from?
I'm just trying to be prepared.
Yeah,
I knew what I was getting into.
That's divine inspiration right there. What keeps me motivated? I love the look on clients' face and how they feel. I keep on going back to that, but that's what keeps me motivated. Like my last client I did was, I did a wedding in Jamaica in Ocho Rios. That's the wedding that was in Ocho Rios, not my wedding. That I got confused. And she's a doctor, and she's up in, I think it's Binghamton. How do you say it? It's in New York.
Upstate. Yep.
Upstate. She's upstate.
You said it right.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, wherever you the East Coast talking. Yeah. Wait, Darren, have you been to New York?
No, I've never been to New York.
She's slacking. She needs to be out here.
Gosh. Well, they won't take us now, but whenever they take us. So I did her wedding, and she's busy. As soon as her wedding was March 7th, And so as I was flying back from Jamaica and I saw everybody with their little wipes and wiping down, I was like, oh, something's about to happen. You know, this is serious. And as soon as we came back, the lockdown happened.
Wow. Yeah.
So she's a doctor and she has been on the move, just busy. Like I'm sending her sneak peeks of her picture and she's like not even paying attention because she's in the middle of the fight of this pandemic. And once she finally got to sit down with her gallery, she was like, Candice, I am amazed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, she's like, I've been going through hell and this is a bright light of, you know, the hell that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
You know, she's exhausted, she's scared, she's tired. And my pictures made her feel some hope during this time.
That's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
That's what keeps you motivated.
That gave me chills a little bit.
That's what motivates me, my clients, and them being happy, and them being able to pass on these pictures to their kids and saying this is how I felt during these times. Or even not these kids, even just going through the family. You know, not everyone has children, you know, but for that to stay within their family, within their sisters or brothers or, you know, whatever. Documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
One final question I have for you, Candice, and I promise it's the final one. When you go on one of your travels, what camera do you take with you and why? My
D750 Nikon.
That sounds expensive.
It is. It is expensive. Like one glass or one lens, depends. Like my 70-200 lens cost about $2,000.
Oh.
That's why I be subbing. I need money.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the camera I take. It's a camera I shoot with as well. And sometimes, honestly, the best camera is the one that's accessible, which is my iPhone. And that goes back to training your eye. I can take a picture and you'd be like, oh, that's great. I'm like, that was on my iPhone. Because it's my eye. It's my eye. It's not the equipment. It's the eye. You know, so to be honest, it's actually my cell phone. That's the picture I take most. That's awesome. You know, the vehicle that I take most of my pictures on.
Sure.
When I'm traveling with my cell phone, because I kind of don't want to bring out my whole big camera and travel, because it's like, look at me in certain countries, you know, where you can, it can snatch that from you. I'm like, oh, for sure. I have insurance on it, but still, you know, yeah.
There's one more thing I wanted to point out just really quick is that, Candice, you like shouted out your friend a lot. What was her name again? You said Linda, is that her name?
Linda Wells, yeah.
And I just thought that was awesome, because a lot of times that like women want to bring down other women, and there you are like hyping her up. Like people just want the glory for themselves, you know, and don't give the credit to the people that helped them along the way. So I just thought that was super important to bring up. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's just my own
see,
thoughts.
she gonna like you now when I send her that. You see? Hi, Linda. She's my photographer, Bae. She also, not only is she my friend, like I said, she's my mentor. I look up to her, and she also corrects me. She, like my last wedding, I was like, here, take a look at it. And she was like, okay, what were you thinking with this shot? And why did you use this lens? And this image is a little overexposed. Next time, I mean, she's my friend, but she's gonna tell me the truth so I can be better.
Yeah.
You know?
We all need friends like that. Yep.
Yeah. But that's the type of friendships I like. I don't like fluffy. I like, hey, if I'm like doing something that's wrong, or like maybe I could be better, you need to tell me. Because if you're my real friend, you'll call me out if I'm in error, you know?
Yeah.
That's the friendships I like. I don't do like, you know, well, I'm mad at you and I'm not talking to you anymore. No, like we're going to sit there here and talk it out, and no one's perfect. And that's how I like all my friendships, period. I can learn from my friends. I can be mentored by all my friends, because I look up to my friends. I surround myself with people I look up to and people that I respect and want to grow with. So that's why I shout out Miss Linda.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, this podcast, this episode today is all about you. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk a little bit about the photography world. This is your time to shine. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote? Anything you are proud of? Now is the best time to do
it. Okay. I'm proud of being a Black woman.
Yes.
And because of that, after the election, I don't want to get too political, but it's the truth. After Donald Trump got elected in 2016, I started a group online called It Girl Creative. And it's a group for Black women to empower each other, encourage each other, and a place where we can let our hair down. That's when Darian talked about that, like women, not being jealous of each other or, lifting each other up and helping each other. That group is definitely, it's definitely a place that encourages that, a lot of networking goes on in there. So I always give my shout out to my It Girls from It Girl Creative. It's about 1,000 of us, and it's a real active group. So I always shout them out. Number 2, I'm going to be doing more writing. My therapist is on me about it. Also, that's another thing I want to shout out. I love my therapist so much. She is a Jamaican woman just like I am. And I always say, if you're going to go do therapy, try to get someone with the same background as you, because you don't have to explain yourself that much to her. I don't have to explain to her systemic racism. I don't have to explain to her how to be a child from immigrant parents. She gets it,
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give a shout out to her. I'm very vocal about mental health, and especially now, to maintain that. So I was going on another point. This is my therapist is on me about writing more, and also my friends are who I do a little ghost writing for. They're like, you need to be writing more. So I'm writing at culturecandice.com. It's a humor blog. I like to laugh. I'm very silly.
Mm-hmm.
And you agreed a little too hard on that, Terry. Yes, you are. But I mean, life, if you can't laugh, you cry, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to be writing more at culturecandice.com and pushing more of my photography followers to that, because I always get people say, I do like award show commentary and stuff like that. So I'm going to put it all there and focus more on my writing now, because that's where I feel like this pandemic has been a blessing. I don't like to say a curse, an inconvenience, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a blessing because it's pushing me to do more of that writing. But as soon as I am done with school and I am my mind is focused on that, I am going to really put all my all into that. And I would love for you to invite me back to talk more about my writing.
Of course, you're always welcome.
For sure. Yes.
I am.
You're part of the family now.
Wait, I am part of the family. What?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, you my Nassau County brother now. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, definitely, yes. So that's everything that I'm doing, and I really appreciate you inviting me on this platform. This is awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
We appreciate
way better than I thought.
Thank you for joining.
You coming on.
Yes, anytime. If you need anything, just let me know, and I would, like I said, love to come back.
Awesome.
And on that note, Darian hit it out the ballpark.
Well, thank you guys again for listening to another episode of Coast to Coast.